I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Welcome to OVW Overdrive. As you might be able to see right behind us here, the Legacy of Brutality, playing a game of poker.
That's why we outside the mythical. I was chewing my tongue, wasn't even real. Look right, all right.
Look good.
It's okay, yeah. We're outside the mythical LOB poker game. Now I say mythical because I didn't think it existed before because I've never been invited. But clearly an oversight on their part. Must have lost my number in the fire.
You can move on with it.
Yeah, it's okay. We're outside. We're gonna get answers. We're still trying to figure out who hit Maximus Con with the four-wheel wagon. And we're gonna find out. We're gonna bust in here like Perry Mason, like Matlock, like James Bond with the twang. We're gonna get some answers.
We've got supreme interrogation skills right here. As you can see, look at these faces. And we're gonna get to the bottom of this. And we feel like the LOB has something to do.
They got answers and there's nothing else. They got peanuts and I am starving. But first, why don't you go ahead and check out this interview we had with Drew Hernandez. Now, we saw something change inside the Mayan Mauler when Tony Gunn threw that sidewinder through the belt into the Ohio River. We saw something change in him. With the Maul got a little different, a different approach in the ring. Just a switch flipped in the Mayan Mauler, if you will. So go ahead and check out these cowpokes sit down with Drew Hernandez. We're gonna get some answers and some peanuts. Welcome back to OVW Overdrive. Please welcome my guest at this time, former television champion and the hard-hearted Hispanic, Drew Hernandez. Drew, thank you so much.
Former two-time television champion. Don't cut me short there.
I apologize. I should have went over my info sheet a little more. That's my bad. I'm sorry, Mr. Hernandez, but thank you so much.
Just get it right this time.
Two-time television champion, Drew Hernandez.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. We've been trying to get you here for a while. I'm sorry I called so many times.
I know. I was ignoring those calls. I got all of them.
I know. I heard. That's fine, though. Look, Drew, you are a stalwart here at OVW. You've been here over 3 years. You're one of the top superstars in the company. What does it mean to you to be so important in an organization that's one of the most historic in the world?
Well, right now it feels good, but it definitely didn't start off like that. I had a chip on my shoulder, and I had a lot to prove, and I wasn't afraid to go to extremes to get there.
We saw that. We saw some low bolos in your past. We've seen some sketchy behavior, if you will. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. But we've seen a change in attitude lately. What happened?
Well, like you said, I've been here for 3 years. I wasn't always the superstar that I am right now. Before I was sitting back there, I was selling concessions. Nobody even knew who I was. And I finally got the chance and the last year's February SNS to go one-on-one with Smooth. And I had something to prove. He was a big name. Everybody loved him. And I wanted to show everybody that with the snap of my fingers, I can instantly bring him to his knees. And I did that. Yeah, it may have been with a low blow, but I still had that up on him, and I proved myself that I was the better man and I was a smarter man, and I'll always outsmart.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up. You are one of the few OVW superstars who can claim a pinfall victory over current OVW heavyweight champion Justin Smooth, but recently you've had issues with former OVW heavyweight champion Tony Gunn.
Yeah, well, those victories over Smooth, they didn't come out of nowhere. At that point in time, he was the television champion, and if you look back at the lineage, you can Google it, how many people have held that belt. And that was the belt that I chose. I was going to make my name for. I was going to put my foot down and say that I am a superstar because I can claim that belt no matter what. And, you know, I went through 38 of those gauntlets. 38 of them.
38, that's a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, I lost some, but I won a lot of them. I had 2 title reigns within those 38 gauntlets, and I didn't complain once when I lost the gauntlet or when I lost the belt. Okay, I lost it once to Rhino, but
who can complain about that? The man beast is a force to be reckoned with. But I will say, incredible performance against him.
I mean, we can go there another time. I want a rematch on that one, but back to what Tony Gunn did. He was in what, maybe 2 or 3 gauntlets. Again, I was in 38, and he wants to complain and whine when he got upset and AJZ beat him for that title. He wants to complain, and he's entitled. And I said this before, he's an entitled douchebag, and he was crying and acting like a little when he threw the belt off the bridge.
You can't say that, man.
I can say whatever I want, okay? You called me all those times to interview me. I'm gonna tell you the truth, okay? He cried and he complained like a little. He threw the belt off the bridge, and he on all of my accomplishments, my 38 gauntlets. I was in the ring with Rhino I had to defend it against, Chavo Guerrero Jr., okay? 52 other superstars in those 38 gauntlets, okay? My anger towards Tony Gunn goes deeper than television title. He disrespected the lineage of that title, and he disrespected me and all of my hard work that I put in to go and claim that title twice.
Now, let's maybe turn to something a little lighter. As I can tell, I've upset you a little bit, and I do apologize. But Drew, as you mentioned, you are a two-time OVW television champion, and also, because I've known you for a little bit, you are very proud of your Hispanic lineage. What did it mean to you to be able to take that title back and win it for your people?
It feels good. I feel like there's not too many superstars now who are of the Hispanic lineage who are at the top of their respective companies, and I feel at that point of time I was. Besides me and the heavyweight champion, I was at the top of the company with the television title around my waist, and I would do anything, and I did do anything to maintain that title and to win it over and over again.
Well, speaking of winning titles, if you can beat Tony Gunn in a match soon and maybe put some closure to this, I have to imagine that puts you in running for an
Honestly,
OVW.
I don't want to beat Tony Gunn in a match. I just want to punch him in the mouth a couple of times.
Well, if that punch in the mouth a couple of times leads to a pinfall victory, you could be in line for an OVW Heavyweight Championship match. As a long-term OVW competitor, what would that mean to you to finally get that chance?
I feel like it'd be closure to a story that I started last year when I faced Smooth at the February SNS. A lot of people don't realize this, but I am the only person on the roster to successfully beat Smooth and strip him of any title.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah,
that
he was a TV title before I was. And then I got in the ring with him, and I outsmarted him like I always have.
Well, Drew, then I guess one question remains. What's in the future for Drew Hernandez?
I hate to sound cliche, but by the end of 2020, you can definitely see the OVW heavyweight title around my waist. And I know you're going to do a bunch of other interviews with other people, and they're going to say the same thing. But the difference is I actually believe it, and it's actually going to happen.
Drew, if I'm being honest, I think you maybe made a little bit of a believer out of me. I mean, you're terrifying in the ring. The powerbomb's one of the deadliest moves here in OVW. Man, I could see it happening. And you look good in gold.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Once again, Drew, thank you so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, the hard-hearted Hispanic, Drew Hernandez.
Wrestling, a love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand, a brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow, the wrestling brand.
Have you ever had the dream of being a part of professional wrestling or sports entertainment? Take action and make that dream a reality and attend the world-famous Harvard of Pro Wrestling, Ohio Valley Wrestling, the birthplace of legends such as John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, The Miz, and many, many more. Will you be the next name to be added to that impressive list? Go to ASWA Live now for more information. Learn the right way.
All right, folks, welcome to the best talking picture show of all time. Welcome to OVW Overdrive. We are still here investigating who hit Maximus Con with the horseless carriage. Now, we were going to bust into the LOB poker game, get some answers. We're investigating. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to cuff them up and ask them questions, and then I accidentally cuffed myself. I have no excuses or apologies to give.
And I have no keys. Now, I'm scared, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is not how I live my life. This is his business. I have nothing to do with this.
We are dangerously close to the barbecue belly of the beast, and we're only going to get closer. Now look, Maximus Con is one of the toughest varmints we've ever seen walk through the saloon of OVW. And we recently had a sit-down interview with him. So why don't you watch that real close, see if you can pick up any clues, any subtle nuances within that. We're going to inch closer to the barbecue belly of the beast. We're going to get answers. We're going to get justice.
Guys, this might be the last time you see us here on OVW Overdrive. If you come back to a black screen, my apologies. The LOB found us. We're going to get to the bottom of this, but you're going to have to wish us luck.
See you soon, varmints.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OVW Overdrive. With me right now is one half of the tag team King's Ransom, Maximus Con. Thank you very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we use these interviews as a way to kind of introduce our superstars to the audience, as a way to kind of let them know a little bit about you as a person and as a performer. Now, in that regard, I'm curious, what is it that brought you and your brother, I guess, into OVW? How did that come about, and how has it worked for you so far?
I don't know. Where should I start? The lineage: John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, Brock Lesnar. This is the best school in the world. It speaks for itself. And those guys they're just not wrestlers or superstars. They're the best at what they do. And for me and my brother to want to be the best, that we got to come to OVW to make it to the next level. I mean, it speaks for itself that this is the best place there is to get, experience and things like that. And that's pretty much the deal. You want to be the best, go to OVW.
Right. Now, about your time here in Ohio Valley Wrestling, you guys have been here a little while now. You've gone through some of the greatest tag teams in OVW history. How does it feel to be a part of this storied brand?
I mean, it's a dream come true. This is what we wanted to do it right, and that's to come through OVW with all the other guys that have come through here and left their mark here, and they're where we want to be, at the top. And that's why we came here. We just felt like this was the right place to come, for Al Snow, to teach us the things that he knows, for us to take it to that next level, because we're not just doing this to just be mediocre. We're doing this because this is our dream. Sure. We want to be the best, and we will be the best. And I say that with humbleness. That's nothing cocky. It's just you get, what you put in, and right. We bust our butts 24/7. We've sacrificed. I mean, the list goes on of the things that we have sacrificed to be here, and it's only right to come to OVW, and because we know what they do with their guys, and they push these guys to the top, and that's where we're going.
The fans can tell that you guys put in the hard work, and the fans love you for it, and it's appreciated by everybody here at OVW. Trust me when I say that. Now, you talked about going on the road and with your brother. How is that? Being as close as you guys are for as long as, since?
Too long.
Too long. Quite a while. I don't know how old you are, or else I would have.
No, honestly, it gets on my nerves. Don't tell him I said that.
No, your secret's safe with me. Hopefully he doesn't watch the show. No, hopefully he does watch the show, but...
Oh, we're on? Yeah. Sorry. Now, honestly, biggest blessing in my life was, having a brother such close in age. We're like basically Irish twins. Mm-hmm. We've been through everything together. We'll be through everything together from this point out. And this is our thing, and being on the road with him and traveling. And literally, we have been through everything together. So our chemistry that we brought to the ring, it's just such an advantage for us to be out there together, because we have advantages over other, opponents and things like that. Because that's my legit brother, right. We're 100% brothers, and we want each other to be great. We're competitive, but it's a healthy type of competitive that I want him to be great. He wants me to be great. Sure. But I just want to be a little great.
Well, a healthy competition between brothers, that's normal.
Yeah, but it's gotten us this far, and I'm just looking forward to how much further we're going to go together, and that's what keeps us going. We're so competitive. We push each other. When he's not feeling it one day, or I got to pick up his slack in a match, or he has to pick up mine, whatever the case is, I'm there, he's there. Sure. Just like tonight, it's the same thing. When I went down with an injury on my foot, and I was going to get my title shot at the heavyweight championship, he came in and, picked me up, and he filled in for me, because that's what King's Ransom is about. It's a brotherhood. That's what we do. Sure. He's down, I'm in now. He goes down, and here I am. You know what I mean? And that's how we are, and that's why we're, have something so special. That's what it means, that King's Ransom, that brotherhood. We come to the ring, and we're coming to, it's war. You know what I mean? We'll put those helmets on. They're cute, they're pretty, they look good, but we're coming in this ring to destroy you. Right. And, don't take it personal. That's just it. That's what we do. We come in here, and we strap up the helmets. put on our gear, and you look good, you feel good, you play good. And that's what we do.
Sure. Yeah, and you can tell. And
That's
you
what
can
we
tell.
do.
Now, it's important. You spoke of tonight's match. It was originally going to be Justin Smooth, OVW heavyweight champion, versus Cash Flow versus your brother. And now, after a match between you and Tony Gunn this past Tuesday,
BB Gunn.
I have no,
BB Gunn.
I've got nothing to do with that, Tony. That's all
BB
him.
Gunn.
Okay. I want to keep that point clear.
BB Gunn.
Now, you and Mr. Gunn, and you had a match this past Tuesday
We did.
to decide who was going to replace your brother in the three-way dance at the SNS tonight with the OVW Heavyweight Championship on the line.
We did.
Now, you say that, you know, you mentioned earlier that your brother has come in for you before. Now it's your turn. How is your mindset going in tonight against those two?
It's even more special. I mean, there's more on the line here. This is the biggest. It's a heavyweight championship. You know what I mean? And then the emotion behind it. You know, going through BB Gunn and the things I had to deal with him, and you know the things that Justin Smooth wants to pull on my brother, and then to top it off, you know, it's a three-way dance. So Cashflow wants to come out after my match Tuesday night and jump me, of course, you know, because that's what they do.
That's how the Legacy of Brutality.
They don't fight fair. They're scared, and that's what scared people do. You know what I mean? They want to take you out after I put everything into the match against Tony and beat him. 1, 2, 3. He wants to come out when, you know, I'm a little tired, I'm a little, you know, beat down a little bit, and you know, and that's what they do, and that's okay, because tonight when we're in the three-way dance, he'll know he made a mistake. He'll realize he made a mistake quick. And that's that. And I wish them the best, because there's a lot more on the line right here. There's a lot more emotion involved. My brother's down. Good luck. Good luck to them. You need to go tell them that after this.
I'm going to avoid speaking with them, but I will wish you the best of luck
appreciate
this evening going into the match.
I appreciate it.
You don't need luck. Sure, I'll give you that. But again, thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Maximus Con from King's Ransom tonight at the SNS right here at the Davis Arena in a three-way dance for the OVW Heavyweight Championship.
OVW is bringing back a Louisville tradition, wrestling on Tuesday nights. See all your favorite OVW stars on WBNA 21, bringing back the tradition of Tuesday night wrestling in Louisville, Kentucky. Don't miss a single episode each Tuesday at 8 p.m. on WBNA. Join us as we bring back the Tuesday night wrestling tradition with Ohio Valley Wrestling on WBNA 21.
Hi, I'm Barry Ratcliffe, and you might recognize me from the hit TV show Nash Bridges with my good lifelong friend Don Johnson. Now this baby, 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. That's faster than your mom, but you want to be more fast. You want to be more furious? OVWWrestlingNetwork.com is only $4.99 a month. This car costs $363,000. That's a savings at $4.99 of $747,000 and 37 seconds. You want to be more fast? You want to be more furious? Order today.
All right, guys, so we're here and we're getting ready to go over. I've mustered up the courage. I can't believe I've done it. He's talked me into it. I feel like this is your thing more than it is mine, but we're there.
These handcuffs are fake.
Fake.
I am disappointed in you as a lawman. These are, no one's gonna hold these. They don't hold me. They gonna hold the LOB.
I mean, it's convenient for
You
the
LO
sake of
dumb,
you
boy. LO
getting
dumb.
out of them. You should be thanking me for the. Anyways, enough about the handcuffs. So we're getting ready to go over. You're gonna need to wish us luck, but we're doing it in the name of justice for Maximus Khan, my best friend. That's not true. He doesn't like me, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, look, folks.
You okay?
There ain't peanuts, Steven. I need like an EpiPen. I'm having a very big problem. Look, we're gonna go ahead and pitch an interview we did with a real top shelf filly, a real buckle bunny, if you will. One of my favorite sit-down interviews. Check out our sit-down interview with former OVW women's. I'm gonna
You're
get
allergic
EpiPen.
you're allergic to peanuts.
Former OVW women's champion, Raylan. Check it out. I can't breathe. I gotta get drunk, Steve. I gotta get drunk.
Hey! What was that?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, the brand new OVW Women's Champion, Lynn.
Hello, Bryan.
Hello, Lynn. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, big happenings. You just made your big homecoming back to OVW after being away for several years. You saw the world. You wrestled in Japan, all over the States, several countries, and now you're back. What does it mean to you to be back where it all began?
So it's such a surreal thing to me. Like when I came here, 2013 is when I started. I just feel like I was a little kid then. You know, I look back on pictures and how little I knew about wrestling, and I probably still don't know anything about wrestling if we're going to be honest, but I've won a lot of cool places and I've done a lot of things. When I was in the ring on Saturday night, I was just thinking like, oh my gosh, I never thought that I would have the opportunity to become OVW Women's Champ. Like I never thought I would, because like I was the skinny, small, quiet. I'm not quiet anymore. I was just kind of shy then. So
you are a little Ray Cray now.
I get a little Ray Cray.
I don't apologize
from time to time.
But I mean, you said you still don't know if you know much about wrestling. I beg to differ, because you did come back. You achieved what you thought was unachievable. You beat Max the Impaler after an incredibly dominant title reign to become the OVW Women's Champion. So, like, what does it mean for you to come back and actually hold that gold?
Like I said, I didn't think I knew nothing. I always feel like I'm learning. It's always a process, and I feel like I'm always getting better and better and better, and I feel like all I wanted to do was come back to OVW and prove myself, because like I said, when I was here before, I felt like I was just a kid and no one took me seriously, and I wanted to come back and to OVW where I feel is like my home. Like Louisville just took me in, and I wanted to come back and prove to everyone in the OVW audience what I've been doing for the past couple years and show them, you know, I have what it takes to be the champion.
Clearly you do, because you are the champion now. I think you opened a lot of eyes, actually. Now, you like you mentioned, you're back here now. You're top of the roost. There's a lot of competition in the OVW women's division, though. Is there anyone you see as a potential competitor for your title, or anyone you're itching to get between the ropes with?
Well, I think it's really exciting. On February 18th, OVW is having their first all-women show, and I would have never thought this would happen whenever I started at OVW. So it's a really exciting time here, and you know, I think Callie she's going to be an amazing opponent.
Bring up Callie.
Yeah, she's a little crazy, but I think that she has a plan behind that crazy, right? No. You think it's like she's like,
right there.
Oh wait, squirrel. Is that Callie?
You're assuming she knows how to get squirrel out, but yes, that's Callie.
But after tonight, I think Meg might be my toughest opponent.
Meg is a former women's champion in her own right, and I mean, not to put you in harm's way, but it's actually a match I'd absolutely love to see.
I'll take on anyone.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not really scared of anyone. I mean, when I was here before, I was taking on Lady Tappa. Have you ever seen Lady Tappa?
I have not.
She's like 6 foot tall. So ever since I started wrestling, I've been taking on Amazon women, and I will continue to take on large women.
Now, I mean, not to call her large, but you did take down Max the Impaler. It was a David and Goliath story, and you came out on top. What was the mindset going into that? Because obviously that had to be daunting, is the word I think is coming out.
Oh, I mean, I've been wrestling for 6 years, and I have seen some things, right?
This is a family show.
I have seen some things. But I know that I've survived these things.
Okay.
So I look at her and I go, yeah, she might be big, she might be taller than me, but I feel like I have the advantage with my speed, and like I'm much smarter than I used to be. I have learned a lot in these places I have went, and like I said, I've seen some things.
Again, family show, we can't really go into that too much, but you and I actually had chatted a little bit earlier, and I'm getting a little bit idea of your motivations and stuff, but I know when you go home, as we had talked about, you have a beautiful fur baby that you like to...
I do. Mr. Patton.
Is Mr. Patton.
Mr. Patton, he is a French bulldog, and he just is my whole heart, and I do everything for him.
Okay, and so we got talking about dogs a little bit earlier, and she showed me a picture. Absolutely adorable boy. Absolutely
such a cute boy.
Adorable.
He's such a good boy.
Jowls aside, you're back home, you're top of the roost. What's the future hold for Lynn?
It's great being on top, and I'm here to prove myself, like I said, and I don't plan on going down anytime soon. I'm going to fight every broad that goes toe-to-toe with me in that ring. It's going to get ray-cray every night I'm in the arena. Just saying.
I'm sold. I believe it, yeah. No, There's a delivery that I'm clung to now. Yeah, she's gonna beat them all. Moving forward, Lynn, new OVW Women's Champion.
I'm getting really used to having my hand raised. It feels good. I used to always, look up at the lights, and now I'm like, woo!
Different bit of scenery.
Yeah.
I imagine it's much better.
I like the scenery change.
Well, Lynn, thank you so much for your time,
Bryan.
and good luck on your title reign.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, OVW Women's Champion, Lynn.
Personal Fitness and Rehabilitation is the official training and medical partner for Ohio Valley Wrestling. Personal Fitness and Rehabilitation is designed to help manage spine, hip, and knee pain both before and after surgery. Personal Fitness and Rehabilitation will ensure that you reach and maintain your lifestyle and fitness goals. Get back in the game of life. Call 502-875-4737 for an appointment now, or visit www.pfrhealth.com to learn more. Your life, your health, better.
Welcome to the LOB poker game, boys. I hope you brought some money or something of value, because I don't know what you are, and this is the worst Arthur Morgan I've ever seen. But you know what? We're going to have some fun. This is real balls to the wall, all out, no holds barred poker. Right? So we're going to... Where do you think you're going? Oh my God, yes, no, please, by all means, sit down.
Don't break nothing, man.
Steve, don't break it. They just invited us. Look, guys, I got a straight shoot you here. Okay.
What?
I'm really excited to be here. I know you guys meant to invite me before, but the invitations get messed up. I know how invitations work. Look, okay, guys, look, I need to shoot straight. Look, I'm a little nervous. Look, here, we were gonna use these. See, we came in here. We're gonna use these. It's like a Pac-Man.
No,
if you
that
will.
ain't my thing, bro.
No, not maybe. No. Okay, not that. No, not that. Look, okay, guys, look.
Pac-Man.
I am very nervous and honored to be here, but when you get nervous,
So?
your emotions reach a peak, and like your butt works against you. Like your butt does a thing that you can't control.
Your
butt? Your butt. Sometimes your butt does a thing. Yeah, you can't
get a rash.
That's your
It's
guy.
not a rash. It's more about like.
I don't.
Okay.
Serious, dog.
I got it. I'm sorry.
The pizza's coming back.
I'm sorry, guys. I had grapes today. I'm sorry. Look, let's go ahead and go to our interviews with Sam Adonis and Jay Bradley before their big showdown on Overdrive. 2 different interviews from 2 huge stars.
If I had a rose,
Oh God, check it out. Go.
I know. I'm so happy to be here. I'm sorry to be around the time.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, world traveled wrestler Sam Adonis.
Thank you for having me here today. I'm really excited to be part of OVW, and I can't wait to see where it happens.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic to have you here. I mean, you're world traveled, you were trained by Corey Graves, and now you're here in OVW to make your name even bigger. What does it mean for you to be here?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because, a lot of people still try to make that correlation between Sam Adonis and Corey Graves because he's my brother, he's my trainer. And I don't want that. I've actually done a lot in my own life. I've worked 4 years in the United Kingdom for Bryan Dixon's All-Star Wrestling. I wrestled 2 years in Mexico for CMLL, and now I currently work for All Japan Pro Wrestling. I've had multiple opportunities that I could have taken because of my brother's position with the most prestigious wrestling company on earth, and I do my best to not let anybody know that that's who I am. So I've worked my butt off to make sure people aren't going to make that correlation. So before we get this started, I want to cut you off there and let's just, I'm proud of what I've done and I'd like to keep it going in a different direction.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You've been a professional wrestler for 12 years now. You have seen countries that people can only dream of seeing. But again, now you're here in OVW, one of the longest lineages in professional wrestling. What does it mean to Sam Adonis to bring his global talents here to OVW?
I always hold myself at a high standard of professionalism. My father was a promoter, so I grew up in the wrestling business. It's all I've ever cared about. It's all I've ever wanted to be. And I was 300 pounds when I graduated high school.
Really?
I was a fat kid. I, didn't have any girlfriends. I was just basically a wrestling purist. And, going back to when I was in high school, I watched the OVW tapes. I studied, pro wrestling from all over the world. And, for me, it's never been about being famous. It's never been about, not necessarily the money. It's about, believing in yourself and accomplishing dreams through professional wrestling. So, most kids play video games. I was staying up till 3 a.m. watching, Japanese pro wrestling tapes, watching Mexican wrestling tapes. I was a bit of a nerd in a way. But, if you were to understand the voyage that I've had, if you'd understand the change and progress I've made in my life because of that, you'd understand why I do what I do. So I'm happy to be here in a professional environment like OVW. I want to make sure I can make a mark, and take on a guy like Jay Bradley, who's done a lot in the business. and I want to make sure, my first match in OVW is something that people remember, and, hopefully there's some more matches down the line.
As you mentioned, you are facing the best heavyweight in the world, Jay Bradley. That comes with its own bag of difficulties. I mean, what are your thoughts going into your match with Jay Bradley?
Well, Bradley's one of these guys that, we never quite crossed paths. I had a contract with WWE years ago, and this was right after he had been released. He had stopped working in Japan just as I began over there. So we have a lot of the same, people that we're in contact with, a lot of the same mentors in the business, but we've never crossed paths. We basically have been able to learn about each other through social media and through friends and stories and everything like that. So, I think it's going to be a really good encounter because I think we kind of have each other well scouted.
All right. So is there anything you would like to say directly to Jay Bradley before your matchup?
Bring your best, man. I respect you. I think you've done a lot in the business, but, I'll hold what I've done against anybody. I worked my butt off, and, I say it all the time, hard work pays off, and I'm willing to, put in the hard work. So, we'll see, and then we'll see where it goes.
Well, let me ask you one more thing, because you mentioned, being a wrestling nerd as a kid. I can relate, so I got to know, what was your finishing move you did to your wrestling dummies?
Oh, my gosh. Probably the Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw?
I was fat, man. I didn't have any athleticism until I was about 18.
So you were all power and submission then?
Power and strength, brother. But I used to emulate Perro Aguayo, a famous Mexican luchador. So, again, I was very unconventional.
You ever consider wearing a mask?
I did in Mexico when I was down there. Yeah, they had a mask with me, and it had a bit of a character designed with it, but it was pretty surreal. It was definitely a weird experience. Univision, which is the Spanish-speaking news channel, actually did a documentary about my life, talking about being a nerdy American kid that happened to like Mexican wrestling.
Hey, man, that resonates, actually. What's that called? We'll look it up.
I call it being the most interesting man you've never heard of.
Love it. I love it. Well, man, Sam, I won't take any more of your time. I know you got a big match to prepare for. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Adonis.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OVW Overdrive. As promised, our sit-down interview with the best heavyweight in the world, Jay Bradley.
It's all your pleasure, buddy, huh?
Oh my goodness, that hurt so bad. But I'm tough. I'm gonna power through it. Now, Jay, you've got a match coming up with world-renowned superstar Sam Adonis. He's toured Japan. He's toured Mexico.
Hey, guess what? I've done that too.
I know that, and I was going to ask you about that here in just a moment. But I want to get into a little bit, if you don't mind, about your time here in OVW. You've been here for a while. This is not your first stint. Do you mind telling us your experiences here in OVW?
Yeah, I've been in OVW. This is my house. Literally, this is my house.
Yes, sir. I won't disagree with that.
You're a smart man. I'm a member of the Triple Crown Club. If for people that don't know, like you probably don't, I've won nearly every title there is to hold. The TV title, the tag team title, had that at the same time this past summer, sure. And I'm a two-time OVW heavyweight champion.
Yes, sir. You had a great run.
Just spit it out. You're stuttering.
Heavyweight champion. I'm nervous. You're a big guy, and you broke my shoulder, and I'm kerfluffled. So bear with me. Now, we've spoken about your time here in OVW, but as you said, you're world-renowned yourself. You've toured basically everywhere, every continent. Do you mind going into a little bit about those experiences that you had?
Sure. I had a stay at the original New Japan Inoki Dojo in Los Angeles. Guys like you probably love that stuff, don't you?
I do.
Toured with Mr. Inoki's group, toured with Kijimoto's Wrestle One. Lived in Japan for several months working for Pro Wrestling Noah, toured Europe, toured Puerto Rico. So, as they say, I've been around, kid.
Now, in regards to that, and please don't hurt me.
They don't call me the best heavyweight in the world for nothing. I mean, I've literally been around.
I've seen it. You're absolutely right. And I've never argued with it. Again, I'm sorry for any discretion. Now, you talk about you've toured the world, and as I said earlier, Sam Adonis himself is world-renowned. He's been all over. How has it been that you guys have not crossed paths until only very recently here coming up in OVW?
Well, I think this is almost, what's the word? You probably aren't as smart as you look. Was it like serendipitous? Sanctimonious?
Yes, serendipitous.
That one.
It was fate
right.
that you guys, I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. Continue.
Sam Adonis and I have a little bit of a ships crossing in the night thing for several years. We were both within the WWE system at different times. I left, he went in. I went to Japan, I left, he came in. And someone like Sam Adonis, who's been around the wrestling business so long, whose father's a promoter, whose brother's a wrestler, who I've stepped in the ring with years ago. So I think it was just a matter of time before me and Sam butted heads.
Right.
It's going to be here.
Well, I tell you, I can't wait to see the match. I'm sure you're going to do great, and it's going to be a
No,
great
I'm not
match.
just going to do great. I'm going to win. This is the Davis Arena, but this is the house that Jay Bradley has put on his shoulders. So yes. I'm not letting someone else come in and earn a name in my house.
I understand that. And again, my apologies if I upset you in any way.
All right.
Now, I have one last thing for you. You've got this match coming up with Sam Adonis. Is there anything that you would like to say to him personally before you guys butt heads?
Sam, it's about time you and I cross paths. It's about time you and I locked horns, use whatever analogy you want. But I've been calling myself the best heavyweight in the world. You probably bit off more than you can chew, and I'm going to prove it on Overdrive.
Ladies and gentlemen, strong words from the best heavyweight in the world, Jay Bradley. Again, I cannot wait to see the match. I'm sure you're going to do great.
You're starting to grow on me.
I'm trying. It's really my goal in life.
OVW is bringing back a Louisville tradition, wrestling on Tuesday nights. See all your favorite OVW stars on WBNA 21, bringing back the tradition of Tuesday night wrestling in Louisville, Kentucky. Don't miss a single episode each Tuesday at 8 p.m. on WBNA. Join us as we bring back the Tuesday night wrestling tradition with Ohio Valley Wrestling on WBNA 21.
Now see,
this is two aces. I feel like this won't ever work.
Yeah, no. Here, you know what? I'm gonna do that, and then actually here, trade me. Take those
together. I feel like
no, we're gonna put all those in, and then those. No.
So I didn't do well.
Yeah, no, you're out completely. But
I'm running out of.
We'll go ahead and.
Yeah, no, we gotta actually put more. Do you have any more to put in?
Things. No, I don't have much else to put. I mean, I can.
No.
Okay. No.
Sit.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Oh, again?
I got nervous. I thought I had a solution.
You brought him.
Okay, I'm not responsible. Zimboti, our sit-down interview from earlier this year. I'm sorry.
I
warned you.
Was it the peanuts?
It was the grapes.
What? Grapes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, the Warlord of Weird and former OVW Anarchy champion, Zimboti.
Hey, how you doing?
Very well, thank you so much for asking, Mr. Bodie, Mr. Zimboti.
Bodie. Mr. Bodie, if you're nasty.
I don't know if I qualify as nasty. Sin.
Sin's fine.
Thank you.
I've been called worse.
Okay, not by me. I swear to you. That's nothing but compliments on this end. I want to be clear about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mr. Bodie.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate your time. This is your 21st year in the business, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
What does it mean to you after 21 years to be in what many are calling the absolute prime of your career?
I feel that it is half as important as my 42nd year in the business that will happen exactly 21 years from now. I am very proud of being in pro wrestling business for 21 years because it's really, really nifty and I really like wrestling and I love it and wrestling is really neat. I really, really like wrestling other humans and especially earthlings and it's cool.
Other earthlings. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I'm not gonna. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. And it's clear that you have a passion for the business. I mean, your moves alone have very creative names. You can tell you're a very creative warrior. You have the funnel cake. You have the whoopee cushion. The Tallulah bell.
Tallulah bell.
Where do these come from? Where do these names come from?
Well, I am a carnival wrestler, a circus wrestler. Pro wrestling did. Get birthed from the carnival.
It's a family show.
So, I am a legitimate circus strongman, sideshow freak, sideshow geek magician. That means biting the heads off of things and other sweet doodads that So, as I've traveled, as I've performed, I have smushed wrestling with the circus, and some of that stuff is synonymous. Other stuff is not so synonymous. I do like saying the word synonymous.
It's a great word. It's a fantastic word. It's synonymous with greatness as well.
But to answer your question, whoopee cushion, well, you know, when my sweet Darby comes pounding down on some unsuspecting earthling, you know, it's kind of farty. I can get a little farty. You know, I like protein, especially deep fried Oreos.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, the bulk, I get it.
So when well, whoopee cushion just, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, you know, and I'm kind of a common sense guy.
Sure. No, that makes all the sense in the world. Now,
right. And funnel cake, also kind of, you know, around my Finkelschnabitz and my Doodleheimer. You know, when I grab a wrist lock and another wrist lock and I saddle the guy or the earthling or the whoever or whatever the hell it is, and I pull them up into my funnel cake. And that's why we call it a funnel cake.
Got it. Okay. So where's the powder come into that? You know, I don't want to know. That's okay. That's nor here nor there. That's fine.
But Tallulah Bell. Switch moods for a minute. In all seriousness, Tallulah Bell is named for my sister who is no longer here.
I did not know that. I am sorry for your loss. I apologize for.
Thank you.
Now, I'm glad you brought up. You know,
why did I call it Tallulah Bell, you ask? Well. When Tallulah Bell sinks in and hugs that special earthling that I am dancing with, just like her, just like when she meets them, she's not getting up. Neither are they. Whether fans love me for it or hate me for it, it's all cotton candy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I blacked out there. There, the very end. I blacked. I might have peed a little. It's okay. I'm so sorry. Mr. Brody, I don't want to take any more of your time. Obviously, that was a very big thing for you to express. So thank you so much for your time. Very much. I appreciate it. We can let you get back to your moon base, I believe you called it earlier.
My moon spa, man. I'm not a uncivilized carnival freak. I sleep in a bed just like everybody, albeit under the circus tent behind my lion cage. But the moon spa, that's my special place. It's my special place, bro. I love the moon spa.
I understand your lion cage awaits, and I will not take any more of your time. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Zimboti.
Wrestling, a love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand, a brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow, the wrestling brand.
Have you ever had the dream of being a part of professional wrestling or sports entertainment? Take action and make that dream a reality and attend the world-famous Harvard of Pro Wrestling, Ohio Valley Wrestling, the birthplace of legends such as John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, The Miz, and many, many more. Will you be the next name to be added to that impressive list? Go to ASWA Live now for more information. Learn the right way.
So things have gotten out of hand pretty quickly here. I don't know where Bryan went. I'm sans shorts. And I don't think we got anything done as far as the investigation is concerned. With that being said, there's always next week, right? But in the meantime, I'm going to throw to my interview with OVW heavyweight champion, Tony Gunn. Check it out. Welcome back, guys, to OVW Overdrive. My guest at this time, Tony Gunn. Now, Tony, you and I haven't had a chance to talk, and I have a couple questions, and I know the fans out there have a couple questions. First, what's changed about you? It seems over these last 6 to 8 months, you've taken on an edge. You're different.
Well, you're saying that I've changed? I haven't changed the slightest. I'm the same person that I was back when I first came here in 2012. Nothing about me has changed. What's changed is OVW. What's changed is the fans here at OVW. What's changed is the locker room. Me, I'm still the same Tony Gunn I've ever been. And don't you say that I've changed.
Now, my apologies. I don't want to upset you. But things are different. I mean, for instance, you throw the TV title into the Ohio River because you didn't get your way.
Is that the way you see it?
That's the way.
That's the way you see it? You know why you see it that way? Because OVW put it out there that way. That's why. You fall in that category just like all the other fans. Let me tell you a little story real quick. Back when I first returned earlier last year, Sami Callihan was here once again. Who was the only person to put him back out again? It was me. Nobody else here at OVW. Me. I'm the only person that's capable of doing that. And after that happened, what happened? What story was written for me? Huh? What did I get out of it? Nothing. They turned it on me.
Now, you are correct. Dean Hill, Maximus Con, Justin Smooth, they did turn your back on you. But that's not to say that it wasn't without provocation, Tony. Again, you've changed. Your demeanor is different. These fans used to love you. And it seems that you've turned your back on them. You've turned your back on the rest of OVW. Now, speaking of turning your back on people, Maximus Con, I have questions. You go into this man's house. You seemingly keep his family hostage while he's here at the arena.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hostage. And do you have proof of this, that I held them hostage?
As a matter of fact, I do. If you don't mind, let's just take a look at the video.
I know something that you value more than that heavyweight title. Something that you hold precious to your heart. Family. Do I have your attention now? It's okay.
What is Tony Gunn doing there with his family?
I can't believe this.
Now you see, in this video, everybody just saw it. You were there with
What
his
did they
family.
see? What exactly did they just see? I know what I saw. I wasn't holding anybody hostage. Were you there for that? Do you know what happened? No, you don't. I was there. So was the camera crew, right? I wasn't the only person there. Did I knock on the door? No, I did not. The camera crew knocked on the door. She invited them in, which invited me in. So no, I didn't intrude. I didn't hold them hostage. That's, again, OVW writing their own story.
Now, that's not it. There's more to this story that you're talking about here, Tony. This man, again, you do what you've done. You were in his home. He comes to try to take some sort of revenge, let's say, comes to your home. And what do?
What did I do?
You had him arrested. Here, let's take a look.
Chomp! He's the bad guy, not me. You guys didn't watch TV last week and see what he did to my family? I saw it in my house. Boom!
See ya. Now, I have to say, Tony, and I hate to use this word, but that was a cowardly move on your part.
Cowardly? Is that the way you want to put it?
That's how I see
Cowardly?
it.
Let me ask you something. If somebody called you on the telephone earlier that day and said, hey, I'm going to come to your house and basically kill you and hurt your family, what would you do? Honestly, what would you do?
Well, I'm not you, Tony. This is a different situation. You're beyond. You're a capable professional wrestler, one of the best in the world today.
So what am I going to do? Have him come to my house and come out to the yard and cause a scene in front of all my neighbors? No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that petty stuff. No.
It's an excuse. I get it. I don't know how the fans are going to react to this, but so be it. Now, with that being said, tonight here at the Davis Arena, you have your chance at what you wanted this whole time. The OVW Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be you and Maximus Con. He lifted the restraining order, you lifted the restraining order that you had on him in order to get this match. Now, that doesn't seem like the Tony Gunn that I know or any of these fans have known for a number of years.
Look, man, I told you, I'm the same person that I was since day one. Now, my tactics and the things that I have to do in order to get where I need to go, I do a little bit differently. But you know why? Because OVW doesn't want me here. I'm labeled as an outsider, and it's total and utter bullcrap what they're doing to me and how they're treating me. And how you perceive me, how the fans perceive me, it's bullcrap. I'm getting sick and tired of this interview.
Okay, I've got one more question. As you saw this past week on OVW Live Television, Maximus Con was hit by a car outside of the arena. We have reason to believe, because we couldn't find you anywhere backstage.
Well, why is that? Why couldn't you find me backstage, huh? What happened? Did you watch the show? What happened earlier? Dean kicked me out of the building. I had to leave and go home. So of course I wasn't backstage. I'm not going to be accounted for backstage. Come on, finish whatever you're saying.
Where were you?
Whatever they told you to say, finish it.
Where were you?
Where was I?
Were you in that car?
First off, I don't even drive a car like that. That's not my car. And no, I was already home. So no, why would I do that? Why would I hit Maximus with the car? Have I done anything to harm him in the past? Did I harm his family when I went into his house? No. When he came into my yard, did I harm him? No, I could have been prepared to do something, but no, I didn't. I took action like any other good civilian would, and that's call the cops and have him arrested because he threatened me and my family. I could have done something. I could have, but I didn't. You know why? Because I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what OVW is doing. This is bull crap. I'm tired of this. I'm done. You can have your stupid ass mic. You want to keep accusing me? You take this. Shove it.
There we go. There we go. All right, boys.
All right, guys. This wasn't the intended thing, but I feel so loose and limber. I feel like I can do anything. I'm just.
No, I'm out. I'm out, dog. I'm out.
Guys, I thought we were having fun.
No.
Josh, you got hand sanitizer, dog?
No, dog.
Steve, we gotta go. I don't have anywhere to put this microphone. I think I accept them. We gotta go, man. Look, this is nature, Josh. This is just
nature.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like a half a pack of Rolaids. What's wrong with you? Put it away.
It's like a whole rodeo going on.
Dog, no one asked for that. Hey, look, guys. Put pants on. Get him out. Get that away from me.
What is bad sensitive leg?
Ooh, it hurts. Stop getting closer. Stop getting.
Look, guys, we're going to see you next week on OVW Overdrive, hopefully with more clothes on. Or
get him out of here.
Okay. This is very comfortable.
Put those on.
We gotta go. Come on, man.
Get out.
Wash your hands.
Dog, no one asked you. Stay there. Just stay there. Just stay there. We will leave. Just stay there.